Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stonehearth with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to our little village of Steindorf. In today's episode, we are finally going to be building up our fortifications and making our final plans for how our little village is actually going to look. In addition to this, I am just about to upgrade our blacksmith into an engineer, and we should be getting a shepherd by the end of the episode, which means we can mess around with fire arrows and sticky arrows. These sticky arrows slowing down the targets, but I don't believe they do any additional damage. So fire plus slow equals a very, very happy few archers. Now, I had started to build up here a little bit just to see how this would work out. Nothing fancy, literally a little platform in which my archer can stand. And I quickly came to a conclusion, and apparently a lot of you did as well. I should build this ladder over here. This way, if the enemy are attacking from the top, they will go all the way around, not linger in this area, before going across the bridge. This means the bridge is also a defense against enemies which quite incorrectly spawn up here, which will be much, much better. So I'm going to build the little ladder up there, yeah, round about there, and then we're going to take away this ladder and start working on fortifications here. I think trying to fortify up here and down here is just going to be an absolute nuisance, whereas we can focus all of our defences over here. But first, I would like to see what the engineer can craft, because by the looks of things, the engineer can actually make defences for the town. Although I haven't seen this yet myself, it seems to be how it works. Also, well done, you are now a level 5 archer. You learnt this by sleeping. Because everyone can sleep learn. Oh, and even better, our carpenter has finally leveled up, which means we can make a couple of recurve bows, the stronger of the bow variants. Although, apparently we need more wood, which is kind of bizarre. I've not run out of that since we've been here, but apparently we've run out of it as soon as I need to do stuff, because that's just my luck. Destroy all the trees and loot all of the logs. Do everything. Now, is the engineer an engineer yet? No. There's the blacksmith craft menu, so no, not quite yet. Oh no, there it is. Yes, the engineer is here. There's me messing around. So the engineer's tool bench. So what can I make straight away? Bronze gears and iron gears, which can be used for other things later. A turnip shooter, which requires a level 1 engineer. Shoots turnips at enemies from a small distance. Must be repaired after 15 uses. I assume they get repaired automatically, I hope? Or perhaps they simply get replaced automatically, I'm not too sure. And a turret. After placed, shoots at enemies from a distance, must be repaired after 20 uses. We then have clamp traps, and we have critter traps. Well, these two seem the most interesting, the regular turret and the turnip shooter. Do I actually need turnips for this? I'm hoping not, because I don't believe I can grow turnips. Can this faction grow? No, this faction can grow absolutely nothing. They are not a farming faction. Whilst our engineer is busy at work creating his workbench, I think it's about time we start work on our tower. So this will be the first floor, the very basic floor, which will be the most functional. So I think it's okay to put this down now, and then we can always upgrade it later. So the idea is, the tower itself is not connected to the bridge in any major way. You can't go from the bridge into the tower. You have to go across the bridge and past our defences like the knights and the clerics and all sorts of stuff like that, and then go up the staircase, across the wall section, then across the bridge, and there will be our archers. With the knights taking place here, it means that any enemy will have to fight through the knights, through our footmen, and any other melee unit before they can get to the archers, which will be raining down hell the entire time. And of course, eventually, we can also add our turrets. At least that's the basic idea. I'm only going to have one tower. I was going to have two, but I think I'd rather have one heavily fortified gatehouse sort of thing. Maybe it will go over and then have a doorway here. I'm not too sure, because that does bug out spawns, but for now, this is the very basic stuff. We will make it look prettier later, but for now, I just want the functional stuff done so I can figure out how it works. So with that, let's get building. The engineer's workshop is down, so how do we level this fellow? Also, that door looks awesome, but ignoring the door, how do we level? I'm assuming we just make loads of gears, which will then be used to create the turret and to create the turnip shooter. So then, bronze gears, maintain, I don't know, let's say 10 for now. And then same story for the iron gears. We actually need a fair bit more metal. Has my mine finally ran dry? Yes, it has. Wow. We need more mining to be done. No wonder I'm out of metal. I haven't been smelting in ages. Though, to be fair, this mine was absolutely huge, and as a result, well, it did last us a very, very long time. There we are. Something for our lovely halflings to do once they finish building. Invaders are approaching, and by the looks of it, it's a full goblin group, or perhaps even an orc group, I'm not too sure. And they even have classes. Seriously? Wow, there is even a cleric. So they have clerics, they have knights, they have another cleric, and another knight. Well, that is bizarrely awesome. Now, the thing is, we can actually make our lovely halflings target specific enemies, and what I think we should do is make sure the archers are constantly harassing their clerics and making them run away. That would make sense, right? That is the most holy looking of clerics. Just clearly a good cleric. Ooh, the archer tower is just finished. I will reposition them next time. That's it, archers. Focus on their healers. Keep them out of the fight. Did I mention that I actually love the combat in this game? It's oddly addictive. I actually look forward to it. Beforehand, it was just a nuisance in the previous versions. They have really improved it. Go for him instead. You can even micromanage people, which is bizarre. Are you actually about to attack someone? Yes, you are. There's no need to heal enemies. Your area of effect heal is doing a good enough job. You may as well hit enemies with hooks. I mean, why not? Archer dearest, would you mind going after this fella? Well, he's going to be driven off the fight. Driven out of the fight. Driven away from the fight. Let's speed up a little bit since we're just watching them hit each other now. I mean, that is generally combat, but you get the idea. These are the knights. Their knights are impossible to kill. Never mind, one of them's about to die. Did you kill the cleric? I'm assuming you did, now you're coming back. They do now both have the recurve bow, or at least I saw one of them did. Yes, they both have the recurve bows now, so they are doing maximum damage. All we need is the feathers so that we can get the flaming and sticky arrows. Last one standing is their footman. What a silly arms warrior. That's it, clerics, get in there. I love that, I really do. Like, I'm always looking forward to when the fights happen. I mean, even though right now it has got a lot easier because we have really high level soldiers. Level 6 cleric, level 6 cleric, level 6 footman, level 6 archer, level 5 archer, 6 knight and 6 knight. We are max leveled and they're all buffing each other. It's very difficult to kill us at this stage. So then, what I should do is I should make a separate group, and party number 2 will contain both of the archers. Add and add. Then party number 2, could you kindly stand guard there? Now, I'm not sure if I put food there, will they actually eat? Otherwise, I'll have to manually get them off the point every now and again. Okay, that was weird. There they are. So we have our archers. Oh, good, when they're hungry, they will go to eat. Will they go back to that original position, though? You know, there's a dining hall currently operational. I'll have to wait and see. Oh, it looks like someone's coming back. Is it the archer? Okay, that's really good. So we can keep them permanently stationed there, and they will go and eat. Absolutely fine. Fantastic in every way. How is the engineer doing? Still level 0? Still level 0. In fact, by the looks of it, you haven't done anything yet. Where's our engineer? You're eating already. You haven't even done anything yet. Cool goggles, by the way. I admit it, I was wrong. I wasn't reading it correctly. We had already made those gears. That's why they weren't being made. What I really need to do, however, is get a new blacksmith. Because right now, none of the ore we're mining is being smelted. So let's quickly make the highest mind I can find, which is you, into our new blacksmith. An orcish war chief approaches your town. You there! told me of you. She said you defeated Ogo. Yes, that's me. The Red Kiln believes that advancement can only come from conflict between equals. Can is no... Oh, the can has died. My deepest condolences, sir. And where one falls, those stronger and more cunning will rise. Well, I mean, you do speak pretty good English, unlike the other fellow, so well done you. Now that I am here, I see you are not yet worthy to face even the least of my camp chiefs. In your eyes, flame not the lust for mastery. Of course, you speak good English, but I'm dyslexic, so I end up muddling up your speech anyway. The age of this can is over, but new light seeps from the horizon. We do as Sid bade and respect the mark of the 4 colours. Place a scout gong, smelted by your metal worker in your territory, to mark your readiness for battle. Oh, that's cool, so I can summon them. That means I can get everything prepared and then summon the foes. To be honest, I have a lot of faith in my units. Perhaps getting a couple more archers, a couple more clerics might be good, but we are doing pretty well in terms of defense. Actually, where are my archers right now? Oh, I'm in that mode, so I couldn't see them. They're just chilling, defending our tower. And hopefully the blacksmith is already at work. That would be fantastic. Well, as soon as she becomes a blacksmith, that is. Well then, it's finally time to test out the tower. So, what I'm going to be doing is making sure our Group 1 simply stays put, at least for now, and as soon as we get around here, then we will start fighting the enemy. So right now, the archers are picking away at the enemy's health, and if he actually manages to survive, we will then finish him off on the tower itself, well, on the bridge itself. Here we go. Oh, enemies from over there, they will be able to shoot down, so now we should move out. Well, there goes their leader. Main group. Actually, main group, get up there. Our archers will be able to fight back, but that's it. That worked really well. Against melee classes, that's going to be fantastic. What we could do, although it would look ugly as sin, is make a wall all the way around here. It wouldn't look the best, but it would stop this from happening. It means that all enemies must come from down here. Also, walling off there means our archers won't be able to shoot up, but then they can't shoot down. That would likely be worth it. To make sure this group can always get into combat. Okay, so the archers will leave their post if they can't fight. Well, if they can't attack the enemy. But then we'll return if they can. And yes! A level 6 archer, so both of the archers now max level. And we're just finishing off the enemies now, so I'll just skip ahead until hopefully our engineer has leveled or something else of interest happens. Like even more goblin murder. Or orc murder, I believe. Okay, I've decided 2 different things. First of all, I've just removed this ladder here, which apparently my knight jumped on just as it got removed, and I am going to be building the ladders all the way over here. The reason being, at the moment, my main issue with the archers is them losing sight from enemies they've already detected in this guard area, which is a big problem because they keep on jumping off, and then by doing this, they're out of sight, and then they end up running around here and just generally being useless. Having the ladders all the way over here means that enemies that wish to attack us will have to go all the way around and most likely won't get into their detection radius until they're attacking from this section, even if the enemies are archers. And to make this a little bit more concrete, I am going to be building the wall up here. Yes, I am going completely wall mad like a certain potential president of the United States who will remain nameless. Yes, that's right, Bernie Sanders, the wall god himself. But ignoring that, I think this would be a lot better. So the engineer is still busy at work trying to level. Our blacksmith is now finally smelting some more ore, which means we can consistently keep on making him do stuff. Look, we now have some more bronze and he's only just finished the last section. Eventually he will be level 1. The problem is, our engineer is of mind level 4, so he's not the fastest leveler. And yes, I know Bernie Sanders is no longer a potential US president before someone comments that. Well, with the new ladder system, it seems to be working. All of these lovely fellows were just on the top here, and they went all the way around and didn't aggravate our archers. Now sadly, the one archer isn't paying attention, I believe is going to bed, but ignoring that little factoid, apparently we are ignoring a lot of things today, we can at least fight. The only problem I have is I wish it didn't keep on showing where this guy is defending. I wish this weird, not opaque, translucent, somewhat transparent little square would go away, because unless I do this, it's always in my field of view, which is slowly driving me insane. Go there. Yeah, it's still there. Whatever, either way, let's just get back to the fighting. Archers defending from the tower, and we're defending here. Now, one thing we could, of course, do is put the archers a little bit further ahead. Which would mean that we didn't have to always send out the ground troops, and it means these are intercepting the enemy. But I feel like this is the best way of doing things, the happy medium. Just because otherwise, every time there's a ranged enemy, we'd have to bring out the soldiers all the way like this. Now, of course, what I can do, if we were losing this fight, is simply pause and then put Group 2 with Group 1. It really isn't too difficult, so I feel like the benefits are outweighing the consequences. At least, for now. I've been doing a little bit of thinking as to why this all seems so awkward, why the tower doesn't seem to be such a great idea, and I think I've came to a conclusion which is going to make it far better in the future. Our close quarter soldiers are now on defend location in this area, which means they are only detecting enemies which start to cross the bridge. This means the archers will now get to hit the enemy before the close quarters guys, and it will keep all of the enemies on the bridge location before this. Our soldiers were running off the bridge and going miles away to try and kill people which were spawning all the way over here, or perhaps up top here, which was causing the archers to completely mess up and not get into combat properly and all sorts of problems. By doing this, it means the archers will be safe from the enemies, but will still always be in combat. At least that's the idea, and I believe that is much better. If this doesn't work, we could always build a secondary tower attached to this tower, which would make them increase their range even further. But let's see how this works first. Finally, the engineer is level 1, and because of this, I am going to make 10 turnip shooters. Now, it may seem a bit weird to do this, but I believe, and this is just by how other things work, I believe that once the turnip shooter gets destroyed, the engineer will need one in his inventory to replace it. Now, this may be completely incorrect, we will find this out later, but even if that's not the case, I will need to level up the engineer even further anyway, so this is a way to get a bit of extra value into the town and to level up the engineer in the process. Let's go. Well, here we are under attack. Hopefully our friend here will manage to get back in time. Perfect. That's exactly how it should have worked. We have turnip shooters. Let's put them down. Do we want more than one, or will one be enough? I think I'm going to put down 2, just to see how they... Oh no! You cannot place any more than 2, really? Of any turret? Well, that is a surprise, a very unhappy surprise. I was really thinking that perhaps we could put down a lot more than that, but I guess it would be a little bit overpowered, but I would have thought that maybe the whole they take damage thing would be a good counter to that. Either way, apparently we can only put down 2 turrets at a time. There goes one. And hopefully in a second, down goes the other, and then this little stunty tower will be a bastion of defense. A little bit of a change of plan from the previous one. We still have the turrets in the same place, but I am moving forth my close quarters soldiers a little bit further. This way, both of the ranges are pretty much the same, with a little bit further for the archers, just to make sure we are fighting in the same area at least. Because if I keep them there, then we might end up just stopping on the bridge and letting archers hurt our normal soldiers, which would be really, really silly. Oh, I really hope this fellow can get away. I was about to say it's simply time to test out our new turrets, but now I'm more concerned about the safety of our villager. Oh, what are you anyway? You are a blacksmith. Thankfully only an apprentice, so if you die, we're not losing too much. That is really horrible to say, but it's the honest truth. Okay, the archer is helping, sadly only one archer, and there go the two turnips! Let fly the turnips. That is honestly both amazing and silly beyond belief. Weaponized vegetable. I didn't even see damage being dealt, but saying that, they do have a lot of health. Go on, cleric, heal the lovely citizen. Thank you. Oh no, it did do damage that time. So it's doing less than 1 section of damage per 2 shots, but that's not too bad, considering it's not an actual halfling manning them. Oh, the turnips didn't get the final shot there. Okay, so, pros and cons of what just happened. That was exactly what I wanted to see when it comes to this tower. The archers were perfect, well, the archer was perfectly safe and had no issues whatsoever. Ooh, you're being repaired. Oh, so it is a matter of just being repaired. Is it free of cost? Well, that makes them so much better then. If they are free of charge, then we definitely want the better turrets as soon as possible. But like I was saying, it meant that the archer did have a few early shots before the fight happened, which of course weakened it for the regular troops. It meant the troops were holding all of the aggression from the enemy, and the archers were perfectly safe. Everything went according to plan, and the turrets even helped out a little bit. I'm sure they're better against much smaller opponents. That is really good, but where on earth is my second archer? Why are you patrolling? I must have told him to move at some stage by mistake, because if you tell one to move, it actually overrides this rule. There we are. Archers, go back to where you were. In case I did the same with you, you can also stay put where you were. Yeah, seems like I must have moved them. Oh, hello, we have wolves! The only problem I do have is the fact the archers like to be at a set distance away from the enemy. I may have mentioned this earlier, but if I did, I'm going to repeat myself. Which means they're constantly trying to get away, even if they are above the enemy. Which just looks silly. It's more the fact it looks silly than anything else. Yeah, they are okay. They are okay. They definitely do damage. That time, the turnip shot was the final hit. Archers have moved down. Kind of wish I could keep them up there, but oh well. Turnips have a long range. Something very weird to say there. Oh, and here's one problem though. If I don't allow them to move to attack, they will just stay there waiting. Though, thankfully, the enemy was silly enough to come back anyway. You, back there. Yeah, what I was hoping was that the defend location would only defend on that level, if it makes sense, so they wouldn't automatically change levels. Maybe I should move this further back or something. Actually, that would be a good idea. Moving the staircase away from their defense location. So if I put the staircase all the way over beyond here, it would mean that the staircase was beyond their maximum scope, so they would never try to move out of it. Yeah, now I've said that, that makes way more sense. That's what I should do. That way the archers will never leave the top section. Hopefully. And with that, though, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's episode. Now, please realise I am really tired when recording this. I have just recorded the last episode when recording this, and I'm sure I've made quite a few mistakes when it comes to the defence of things. I will also be trying to make things look a lot prettier in the next episode, so don't judge the fact it looks hideous at the moment. This is a temporary thing whilst I test out the defences. Hopefully all that will be fixed next time, in addition to the shepherd. So, of course, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stonehearth is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.